Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. It is time to review the Digimon trading card game market. Yesterday was the release day of BT21, an exciting time for everyone. Our fully first unified set. People going crazy, North Americans going crazy, Japan going crazy. It's a fun time. Cool time to be a part of the Digimon trading card game, It's really cool. So today is our BT21 themed market watch, where we get to see all the exciting stuff. And a very important lesson will be dictated to you today. Actually, two lessons will be dictated to you today. So let's get into it. And if you guys enjoy this, please like, comment, subscribe. And turn the notification bell to smash potatoes. That way you know when all these amazing Digimon videos go live. Cool? All right. Over here at Gallantmon land, as per tradition, not much has changed. Our Royal Knight stuff continues to drop down in price. Okay, cool. But our serial card Omnimon here, I only know this because Antics is looking for some. It's not selling on TCG Player. People are trying to sell it for ridiculous prices. Just let it come down. It'll be okay. We'll see what ends up selling first. I know that they're being sold for under $1,000 on the marketplace, just not on TCG Player. So we'll see where TCG Player ends up landing anyway. Booster box prices, if you recall, on Thursday were at 84, basically 85 bucks. Now they're 90. Some might ask the question, well, why? Well, the reason why is because everyone's buying them. The demand is starting to outmaneuver the supply. Simple as that. If you look, all of the cheap listings, all the 85s and the 84s are gone. They just are. I mean, still way better price than these pre-sales. Am I right? But for real, 90 bucks is still a good price, right? Because it's under MSRP. It's still okay. Do definitely shop local if you can, of course. Support your LGS, but if they're ripping you off, go somewhere else. I stand by that very strongly. This I'm just bringing up for fun. Last market watch, it was $500 for this SP Gallantmon. Today it's at $189, and it's selling for $189. So, hope you didn't buy the pre-sales on that. And that's lesson number one today. You don't buy the pre-sales. Also, War Greymon X, the signed card here, only $58. These signed cards are a lot cheaper than I thought they'd be, which is really cool. They are collector's items, but they'll probably keep going down in price a little bit. So I wouldn't rush to get these by any means, especially the ones that are not meta. Now, we got to talk about the rest of the cards in the set. Alternate Art Tai Kamiya. All right. What's going on with Alternate Art Tai Kamiya? Well, it appears to have been bought out already at $55. Some of you might ask the question, but why? Well, the card's good. It's used in Adventure, which is a good deck, and it's used in Heroes, which is less good. If you look at the listings, though, we have to do a historical review, right? So if you're seeing this, you'll say, an uninformed person might say, well, fuck, I should have bought the pre-sales. I knew. Oh my God. So some uninformed people might say that. However, you got to look at the greater picture. So the set came out, yesterday? And you'll notice that yesterday we had the cheapest listings of this card that have ever existed so far. 37s, 38s. Now it's up because people are running out. It is an alternate art in a set with a lot of alternate arts. That's just par for the course, right? So, it'll calm down eventually unless the adventure deck takes off, which honestly, I think if piloted by the right people, it could. I just don't think it is. So we will leave it with that. And the regular art one, again, the same thing. You might see this and you might say, I got bamboozled. The pre-sales were my savior. What was I doing? And then you realize, again, if you go through the historical data, the cheapest listings were on release day. Release day. That was where the 14s and the 15s were. Then they bumped to the 16s. and then they went up from there because people are buying this card. If you're playing the adventure deck, you need this card. If you're playing the hero deck, you probably want this card. And yeah, the pre-sales were less than what it is right now. That's because the card is getting bought out. But if you, instead of buying for this price, you bought for, this price, you're doing a lot better, right? That's the whole point. Something I regularly say on them. Lesson number 1, don't buy the pre-sales. Lesson number 2, buy on release day, because you never know what's going to happen, right? And you can see the exact same thing with Gallantmon. You can see the exact same thing with Gallantmon. You can see that the pre-sales were crazy. On release day, they were looking pretty sweet, and now it's back up in price because people are targeting it, because people are really hyped about the Link deck, this deck. So don't buy the pre-sales, just buy on release day, because now it's going to get crazy a little bit until more people open product, that is. And now the card that everyone has messaged me about, Mario, why didn't I buy the pre-sales? What am I doing with my life? So let me be clear here. It's $15 right now. It's being bought out. You might ask why. Why is this super rare being bought out? I don't know. Have you read the progress ability? While attacking, your opponent's effects don't affect this Digimon. This ability should never have been printed. This ability is fucked. And you wonder why this card is now $15. But, again, to be fair, do the historical look. Do your own research. It's basically selling now for what the pre-sales sold it for early. And if you waited till release day, you would have got the card cheaper in the 4s. The 5s or the 4s, whatever. You would have got the card cheaper than ever. If you did not buy on release day and you were interested in this, well, now you're getting punished, right? Now you're getting bamboozled a little bit, because this card is meta and will mess you up. So that's where we are with this card right now. Davis is the only other super rare bringing in any kind of value whatsoever here at $5. Again, similar stuff. I'm not going to go through the whole song and dance, but it's getting bought out. Why? Because people like Armor Rush, people like Davis, people like Digimon. That's it. That's really all it is. And every other super rare is just dirt cheap, so we're not going to talk about them right now. They're basically bulk, almost, in some cases. All right, let's talk about promos. So BT21 introduced a lot of promos into the mix, right? Courtesy of the box, and there are some more expensive ones, like this Wargreymon is meant for the adventure deck. It's not that good. I wouldn't play it, but that's what it's meant for. And if you look at the historical data here, which I didn't really do, my bad. I'm just bringing up a point here. Oh my goodness. Everyone's buying this card, huh? Everyone's buying this card. Yeah. If you bought the pre-sales, you'd still be like losing money on this. You should have bought this on release day, like everything else. But yeah, if you want this card, I wouldn't go crazy about it. I would probably forget it exists, to be honest. Be careful with these promos, though. Digimon is known to have a promo problem, okay? We know that Mastermon is getting support in BT22. We know that those reveals will start soon enough. And like everything else in Mastermon, I'm sure this will be part of the Rising cards, especially because it's a promo. Same kind of thing with Gallantmon going on right now. We know support is there. It might get a little bit pumped, but, it's still pretty cheap. Emperor Greymon, no one really cares about, unfortunately, until Red Hybrid gets its new wave, I guess. I've finagled with this. I'm not super interested, but I'm just Ancient Greymon enthusiast. Doragoromon here. Again, this whole stuff is getting support in the next couple sets. I forget if it's 22 or 23. I never remember this kind of stuff, but it's coming. Someone in the comments can tell me what it is. Then with the limited card pack cards, I don't really have anything to write home about. Like the Patamon is really cheap, which is really cool. I'm gonna get 4 of this for sure. Analog Youth is a much needed reprint, and just adds to the available Analog Youths out there, which is nice to see. You do love to see that. Gallantmon Ace needed a reprint, so again, this is really nice to see. And this brings us to the last card we'll talk about today, the Gallantmon Illustration Celebration Pack promo. You look at this card, you see $26, and you think to yourself, what the fuck, Mario? Why is this card going up? Well, it's a Gallantmon card, for starters. It's a Royal Knight, also for starters. That is relevant, absolutely. And, you know, it's another one of these, when this would be played, there's a Digimon with 13,000 DP or more, reduce the play cost by 2 for every 5 total cards in both players' trashes. This is another one of those easy to play level 6 or level 7 staples that you can just play. And then when you play it, you get Rush, you get Blocker, you get Unplay when Digivolving, delete something, if you didn't delete, recover 1. I would say it's less impactful than other cards, like Medieval Gallantmon, for instance. However, people are throwing this card into their staple binder because it's not hard in today's Digimon to have something out with 13,000 DP. And then, depending on how the game is going, you know, this becomes a lot cheaper to play. That's what it's all about, really. But again, if you look at the view more data here, right, and I've done the homework for you, so you don't have to, don't worry. It was pre-selling for $20, $19, $18, $16, whatever. On release day, it was the cheapest it ever was, in the 12s. Now it's up. So again, if you have anything to take out of this market watch, number 1, you don't buy the pre-sales. Number 2, buy on release day, because you never know what's going to go up until you know. And then it's too late. So that's it for today, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you later. Bye.